Now, with more on how the deal between Turkey and the EU might affect refugees in Greece, I'm joined by Mike Noyes. He's the Humanitarian Director for ActionAid. Mr. Noyes, thank you very much for joining us on TRT World. If you could just briefly, for the benefit of our viewers, explain what your organisation does for refugees.
Okay, ActionAid has been working on the refugee crisis for quite some time now. We've been working in Jordan and Lebanon with Syrian refugees more or less since the crisis started. Since the crossing started to the Greek islands, we've been working mostly in Lesvos, in the reception centres of Moria and Karatepe, where we've been running a lot of information services, but also, most importantly, running two women's friendly spaces where women and their children, but especially women, can get a break from the chaos of the journey, an opportunity to get some shelter, get some information, get some much needed rest, and sometimes warm change of clothes if they need that.
And what is your main concern with the deal struck by the EU and Turkey, which comes into effect today, Sunday?
I think there's some really short-term needs, which is what your correspondent was just talking about now, about just the sheer practicality of changing from a system that was about receiving people and helping them move on to a system that's now going to be about turning those reception centres we've been working into effectively detention camps while people are assessed and decisions made about whether they apply for asylum, are granted asylum, or are just deported back to Turkey. But I think beyond those short-term logistical challenges, there's a much wider issue about the whole legitimacy, even legality of this deal. The 1951 Convention on Asylum is very clear about people's rights to information, about people's rights not to be returned to areas where they may be at risk. Of course, what we saw only last week, the EU didn't feel that Turkey was a place that it wanted to return refugees to. It has now decided that it is.
Right, but the European Union says that it will give people the right to claim asylum in Greece and also the right to appeal, and also if they need international protection. So there'll be no mass turnaround of people. They will be looked at on a case-by-case basis. Do you have faith in those promises?
We don't have we wait to see, of course. We're anxious. At the moment, I don't have a great deal of faith in that. What I fear is the situation is that, with the numbers we're looking at, people will either be left to stagnate or there'll be a really rapid turnaround that there just isn't the capacity for. But there's one worry that what the women are telling us in our women's friendly spaces in Lesvos is that something like 60% of the people that have been crossing recently are women and children who have been looking to join family members who are already further up the route, who are, shall we say, in Germany or somewhere else like that. Now, either asylum in Greece or a return to Turkey isn't going to bring them back together with their family, and that's a direct contradiction of their rights.
Okay, Mike Noyes from ActionAid, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.